So I'm standing here at my engine, and a bit of a noisy background, but I want to speak to you about one of the characteristics of God. I spoke about God's reputation, and I've been sinking a bit deeper into God, and I've really been contemplating the fact that God says, "Be holy, for I am holy." So one of the characteristics of God is the fact that He is holy. And when you look at the word holy, it actually means to be set apart, means to be consecrated to something. And when God says that He is holy, He says that I am set apart, I am consecrated to something. And I've often considered that. Why would God say that He's consecrated? Why would God say that He's set apart? Until I understood that God is consecrated and set apart to the purposes that He has set for Himself. And that's why God says we need to be holy, we need to be set apart for His purposes. But God Himself has set Himself apart towards the purposes. And when He speaks about that, His holiness, and He says we need to be holy, He's saying, be like I am. This is the way I am, be like me. And if I have to liken it, I want to liken it to this engine. That this engine is holy towards its function, and its function is to drive this vehicle. Now, this engine is not consecrated or set apart for the function of driving this vehicle from point A to point B and doing that which it was created to be. Then this car will go nowhere. And to be not consecrated actually means to be tainted, means to have a dual purpose. And God says that He's singular in His purpose. And that's why when God says, I know the plans and the purposes that I have for you, it means that God is consecrated, set Himself apart. And we see an expression of that at the actual cross at Calvary, where God says, I am holy, I'm set myself apart for one function in my expression of my love towards you, and that is to consecrate, to bring you to a place. Everything that I do is to bring you to a place to have this relationship with me. That is my purpose. And to bring you to a place of maturity, to raise you up to become one with me. That is my very purpose when I look at you. Now, I'm pretty sure God has got other purposes. And He's focused on all of creation and whatever there may be which we don't even know of. But when He says, be holy, for I am holy, He's talking it within the context of us and Him. And God says, I am focused purely on you and bringing you to a place of wholeness and in a relationship with me. And everything that I see in Scripture screams this out. In the same way that this engine is consecrated for one purpose, to drive this vehicle. So when we look at the character of God, we see that God has set Himself apart, as seen and manifested in Jesus Christ. That there's one purpose that He has when He deals with us, and that's to unify us with Him. He doesn't have other motives. He doesn't have a split personality. He is consecrated to the purpose of us unifying with Him. So I want you to ponder on that. I want you to think of it. Think of an engine every time when you think of God. He's got one purpose, and that purpose is to consecrate us and bring us into the same relationship as He desires Himself to have with us.